You can have a house packed to the ceiling and still feel like you're coming up short. Short on money, short on time, short on peace. You walk past all that stuff and your chest still feels tight. That's because it ain't just clutter. It's worry. It's habit. It's fear sitting right there with you. And the more you pile on, the more it starts to own you. Part 1. Why you feel short. Even when your house is full. Listen. I know this feeling. You walk through your own house and you still feel short. Short on money, short on time, short on peace, like you're behind even when you're not sure what you're chasing. You look around and you've got stuff everywhere, and it still doesn't calm your chest. That's the part nobody likes to say out loud, but it's real. You open the garage and it's wall-to-wall boxes, old tools, holiday bins, maybe someday junk, and things you forgot you even owned. You tell yourself it's smart to keep it, because you paid good money, and because it might come in handy. But then you can't park the car in there. You can't find what you need, and you feel annoyed before the day even starts. That's not storage. That's noise. Then you go inside and sit at that cold kitchen table, and you look at the mail like it's a threat. There's a Medicare or insurance envelope, and you already know it's not going to be good news. You start doing the math in your head before you even open it, and you can feel your shoulders tighten. You're not lazy. You're tired of getting surprised. And here's the thing, the house can be full and your life can still feel empty, because full is not the same as safe. Safe means you can pay the basics and sleep and not jump every time the phone rings. Safe means your head is quiet for more than 10 minutes. Most folks I know don't want a fancy life. They just want that safe feeling back. A lot of us grew up believing that more stuff meant you were doing okay. New couch, new TV, new kitchen thing, new shoes. It was proof you weren't falling behind. But proof don't feed you when the bills come, and proof don't sit with you at night. Proof also doesn't keep you from worrying. It just gives you something to point at while you worry. That's a hard trade. So you turn on the TV and it talks to an empty room, just filling the silence like a leaky faucet. You don't even hear the show half the time. You just want something in the air. Your phone stays quiet, and that quiet starts to feel personal, like the world forgot you. That's not you being weak. That's you being human, and being older in America can get lonely fast. Then the Social Security check hits, and for a minute, you breathe. But it's a short breath, because you already know where it's going. Groceries, gas, the lights, the copay, maybe a car payment, maybe rent, maybe property tax waiting around the corner. That check isn't just money. It's a calendar. It tells you what kind of month you're about to have. And if you're like a lot of folks, you're always doing that next month worry. And here's where the house full of stuff starts to matter, because stuff costs you even after you buy it. It costs you space. It costs you time. It costs you energy. And it costs you decisions. You have to clean it, move it, store it, fix it, replace it, protect it. And when you're older, that's not small. If your knees hurt and your back hurts, a house full of stuff is not comfort. It's work. You ever do a Walmart run and come home with 2 bags you didn't plan on buying, just because they were on sale and you thought, why not? Then you look at the receipt later and your stomach drops a little. It's not the big stuff that gets you all the time. It's the little why not stuff, again and again. And the worst part is, you don't even enjoy it for long. It just joins the pile. So when you say you feel short, you're not crazy. You're reacting to a life that keeps asking for more. More money, more paperwork, more appointments, more fix this, more pay that, more don't forget. That's why even a full house can feel like a thin life, because you're carrying too much in your hands and too much in your head. And nobody ever told us that needing less is not failure. It's freedom. Now I'm not here to shame you, because I've done it too. And I know why we do it. We buy and we keep because we're scared. Scared of running out, scared of being a burden, scared of not mattering. But listen, you can't buy your way out of fear. You can only face it, and you can only lighten your load one honest step at a time. You don't have to fix your whole life today. You just have to make one corner of it easier. Here's your one small step, and it's simple on purpose. Go back to that garage full of boxes. Pick one box, just one, and don't overthink it. Put a piece of tape on it and write "Donate" in big letters, and set it by the door or by the trunk space, so it's ready to go. You're not cleaning the whole garage. You're proving to yourself that you still make decisions, and you still get to choose what stays in your life. Then sit on the porch out front for 5 minutes, no TV, no scrolling, just breathe, and let that small win settle in your bones. Part 2, Retirement Money, isn't about more or less. It's about surviving. Next month. Listen, retirement money ain't about being rich. It's about making it to next month without your stomach twisting up. It's about waking up and not feeling that panic before you even get out of bed. A lot of folks think they're failing because they don't have enough, but most of the time, they just don't have a clear grip on what's going out. So before we talk dreams, we talk survival. Plain and simple. You know that stack of bills on the kitchen table, the one you keep sliding to the side like it might bite you. The power bill, the water bill, the phone bill, and that one envelope you already don't like the look of. Then there's the Medicare or insurance envelope with a copay number printed inside, and you can feel your mood drop before you even open it. That's what money stress looks like at 60 and up. It's paper. It's waiting. It's dread. And you start counting days, because days matter now. You know the Social Security check date like you know your own birthday, because it's the day you can breathe a little, but the breath doesn't last long, because the money has jobs lined up before it even hits your account. Rent or mortgage, groceries, gas, maybe a little for the grandkids, and something always breaks right on time. Then you walk into the pharmacy, and you stand at the counter while they ring you up. You hear the price, and you pause, just for a second, because you didn't expect it to be that high. You try to keep your face calm, because nobody wants to look broke in public, especially not at your age. But inside, you're doing quick math. Like, okay, if I pay this, what do I push to next week? So you start cutting little things, and you tell yourself you're being smart. But here's the truth. It's not always the big spending that takes you down. It's the slow leaks. It's the monthly charges you forgot you even signed up for, the little auto pay that keeps eating your money in the dark. It's like a drip under the sink. You don't see it at first, then one day the floor is soft and you don't know how it got that bad. Let me give you an example. You check your bank app, and there it is. Some auto pay charge you forgot about. Maybe it's a streaming thing, maybe it's a roadside plan, maybe it's some premium service you used once and never touched again. It's $10 here, $15 there, and you shrug because it doesn't feel like much. But those little bites add up, and they don't care that you're trying your best. Then you do a Walmart run because you need basics, just basics. You get home, you toss the bags on the counter, and later you look at the Walmart receipt. You see snacks, extras, little impulse stuff near the checkout, and you think, why did I buy that? It's not because you're dumb, it's because you're tired, and tired people spend money to feel better for 5 minutes. And right when you think you're steady, the car has something to say. The battery dies, or the tires are bald, or the brakes start squealing like they're mad at you. You pull into the shop, and you already know it's not going to be $50. That's the thing about life. It doesn't ask if it's a good time. It just shows up and holds out its hand. On the way home, you pass the gas price sign at the station, and you feel that little punch in the gut. You remember when filling up didn't feel like a big decision. Now you're doing the math before you even touch the pump. Like, do I put in 20 or do I fill it? And if you own a home, you've got that other worry sitting on your shoulder. Property tax, a leaky roof, the water heater, the furnace, the kind of repair that shows up with a big number and no mercy. So what do? Right now, without shame, without some fancy plan, and without pretending you can fix your whole life in one day. You do one thing that gives you control back. You shine a light on the leaks. You pick one day this week. Sit down at that kitchen table, and you write down every monthly charge that hits your account. Not your whole life story, just the stuff that comes out every month, the sneaky stuff, the quiet stuff. Then you circle the ones you don't use, or the ones you don't even remember agreeing to. You don't argue with yourself. You don't make excuses. You just circle them. After that, you cancel one, just one, right there on your phone or by making one call. It might sound small, but small is how you win this, because small is what you can do when you're tired. And listen, I'm not saying your money problems are all your fault, because sometimes the world is just expensive and unfair. Medical costs are real, food costs are real, and a lot of folks are one bad month away from trouble. But even then, you still deserve a little control, and you can get it by cutting one leak at a time. You're not trying to be perfect. You're trying to survive next month with your dignity intact. So take a breath and do the simple thing. Look at the stack of bills. Open the Medicare envelope, face the numbers, and stop letting the unknown beat you up all week. Then cancel one auto pay you don't need and put that saved money towards something that actually keeps you steady, like gas, groceries, or that copay you know is coming. And when you make it to next month with a little less panic, you'll see it plain. You're not helpless. You're just learning how to plug the leaks. Part 3. Loneliness. The house is still there, but you feel like nobody needs you. Loneliness ain't just being alone. It's feeling like you don't matter. It's waking up and realizing nobody is waiting on you. Nobody is counting on you. Nobody is looking for your voice. The house is still there, the same walls, the same chair, the same little routines. But something inside feels missing. And the worst part is, you can't point to it like a broken faucet. You just feel it in your chest. A lot of it hits after retirement, when the phone stops ringing the way it used to. At work, people needed you, even if they didn't always say thank you. You had a reason to get up, a place to be, a few faces that knew your name, even if it was just, "Hey, how's it going?" Then one day you're home, and the days all start to look the same, and nobody's asking you for anything. Then the kids move away, because that's what kids do. They get jobs, they start families, they get busy, and it's not always mean. It's just life. But still, your calendar goes quiet, and you start checking your phone like it's a bad habit. You sit on the porch out front with a phone that stays quiet, and you watch a neighbor's porch light across the street click on at night. You tell yourself, they're probably busy, but your heart still feels heavy. Dinner can turn into the saddest part of the day, real quick. You heat something up, and the microwave goes beep, 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 like it's the loudest sound in the whole house. You sit down, and the TV starts talking to an empty room, laughing tracks and news anchors, filling space like it's doing you a favor. You chew, you swallow, and you don't taste much, because you're not hungry for food. You're hungry for company. At night, it gets even louder. And I mean that in the quiet way. You can hear the refrigerator kick on, then off, then on again, like it's the only thing still working in there. You hear the house settling, a little creak here, a little pop there, and it makes you think too much. That's when the old memories show up, and the regrets, and the should-have-called-sooner thoughts, and they don't let go easy. Sometimes loneliness shows up in public, too, and that one stings. You go to the grocery store or the pharmacy, you stand in line, you pay, you say thank you, and nobody says your name. Nobody looks you in the eye for more than a second, because everybody's rushing, everybody's staring at a screen, everybody's in their own bubble. You walk back to the car with your bag, and you realize you could disappear for a week and half the town wouldn't notice. And if you've lost your spouse, or your spouse is there, but not really there anymore, that's a different kind of lonely. It's the empty side of the bed, or the quiet across the table, or the way a conversation turns short because you're both tired. It's not a movie scene. It's just day after day of fine. And okay? And did you take your pills? You can love someone and still feel alone. And that's a hard truth. Here's the part I want you to hear. Waiting for people to remember, you can turn into years of silence. You keep thinking. They'll call when they have time. And time keeps moving, and suddenly it's been months. You don't reach out because you don't want to beg, you don't want to look needy, you don't want to bother anybody. But listen, you are not a bother, you are a person, and people lose touch all the time. It doesn't mean you don't matter. I've seen folks get into this habit where they don't go anywhere because it's easier to stay home, but easier has a price, because the less you show up, the less the world sees you. That's how you start feeling invisible, not because you did something wrong, but because you got quiet. And once you get quiet, it takes real guts to get loud again, even just a little. Sometimes the smallest kindness is a place where somebody treats you like you exist. That's why an old diner can feel better than going home, because the waitress comes by and tops off your coffee without acting like you're in the way. That little coffee refill, that hon, that nod, it hits different when your house has been silent all day. It's not that the diner fixes your life, it's just proof there are still people out there. And you know what else people almost throw away, the little chances to connect. A church bulletin, a senior center flyer, a notice about a pancake breakfast, a card night, a walking group, something taped up on a board near the door. You see it, you think, that's not for me, and your hand tosses it without even meaning to. But that paper ain't about religion or clubs, it's about a door being cracked open. Now, I'm not going to tell you to get out there like it's easy, because some days it's not. Some days your body hurts. Some days your mood is low. Some days you just don't have it in you. But you can do one small thing that doesn't cost pride and doesn't need a big plan. You can reach out first in a simple way without making it weird. Here's what I want you to do. Pick one person from your past, one old friend, one cousin, one old coworker you didn't hate, somebody who used to laugh with you. Then send one text, short and plain. Hey, I was thinking about you. You doing okay? Or got time for a quick call this week? If texting feels odd, call and leave a message, and keep it simple. No speeches, no guilt. Then sit back and let that be enough for today, because the first reach is the hardest, and it's how you turn the quiet into something you can live with. Part 4, letting go of stuff isn't for a pretty house. It's so you can breathe. Let me tell you something. This ain't about having some fancy perfect home. This ain't about a pretty picture or matching baskets or anybody coming over and saying, wow. This is about you being able to walk through your own place without feeling tight in the chest. It's about breathing and not feeling like your house is slowly closing in on you. You open that closet and it's packed with old coats. Coats from jobs you don't have anymore. Coats from winters you barely remember. Some still got pockets full of old receipts and loose change, like little time capsules. You look at them and you think, that one's still good, and it might be, but you've got 6 of them, and you wear the same 2, so the closet stays jammed, and you stay irritated, and you tell yourself you'll deal with it later. Then you go down to the basement, or up to the attic, and there they are, the holiday boxes, Christmas lights, ornaments, plastic snowmen, the same stuff you drag out every year, then drag back in. Half the lights don't work, the bins are cracked, and you keep them anyway because it feels like throwing away tradition. But tradition shouldn't feel like a back injury, and it shouldn't take your whole Saturday just to move it around. And in the garage, there's always that corner full of maybe someday items. Old paint cans, a busted chair you swear you'll fix, a stack of boards, a box of cords that go to nothing. You keep it because you're a grown adult, and you've lived through hard times, and you don't like waste. I get that. I really do. But maybe someday becomes never, and the pile still sits there, taking your space and your peace. Here's what nobody likes to admit. Too much stuff turns into danger. You're carrying a laundry basket. You step around a box, and your foot catches the edge. You do that quick little stumble, arms out, heart jumping, and for a second you see it plain. One bad fall can change everything. At our age, a fall isn't just a bruise, it's a whole new life, and not in a good way. Too much stuff also turns into money, and it's money you don't even notice leaving. A storage unit bill you keep paying, month after month, like some quiet punishment. You tell yourself it's temporary, but it turns into years. and you still don't go over there to get what's inside. You're basically renting space for things you don't use, while you're telling yourself you can't afford anything. And then there's the shame part, the part people don't say out loud. You stop inviting folks over because you don't want them seeing the piles, or the mess, or the rooms you can't even use. You make excuses. My place is a mess. I'm tired. Maybe next time. But what you're really doing is cutting yourself off, and that makes loneliness worse, not better. Now listen, I'm not going to tell you to throw away your whole past, because that's not fair. Some things matter, and some things are tied to real love. You pull out a dusty photo album, or your kid's old school stuff, a report card, a little team picture, and it hits you right in the gut. That's not just paper. That's a whole season of life, and it's okay to feel that. But here's the truth. Your memories don't live in the box. They live in you, and if you keep everything, you end up living in a museum that you have to clean. You end up protecting objects while your own back and knees are begging for mercy. You can honor your life without letting your stuff run your life. So how do you start without getting overwhelmed, without crying, without trying to clean the whole house in one weekend like you're 25? You do it small, and you do it with a timer, because a timer keeps you honest. You go to the kitchen stove, you set a simple 15-minute timer, and you pick one area, just one, like one shelf, one drawer, one corner of that closet. When the timer starts, you don't debate with yourself like you're in court. You grab what you can, and you make 3 simple choices. Keep, donate, trash. Keep means you use it, and you can say when you last used it without lying. Donate means it's still good, but it's not serving you anymore, and it could help somebody else. Trash means it's broken, or it's junk, and it's done. And if the timer goes off and you only filled one bag, that's fine. That bag is proof you moved something, and movement is how you win. You tie it up, you set it by the door, and you don't let it slide back into the pile. Next time you go out, you take it to a Goodwill drop-off, quick and clean. No second guessing in the parking lot. You might see a church rummage sale sign on a corner or a neighborhood yard sale sign stuck in the dirt, and you can use that too. Those places are made for this. People go there looking for what you don't need anymore. You're not wasting, you're passing it on, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a better ending than letting it rot in a box until your kids have to deal with it. Because that's the other hard truth. If you don't choose what goes now, somebody else will choose later. And later usually means after you're sick or after you're gone, and your kids are standing in your hallway holding a box, not knowing what to do, and feeling guilty either way. If you love your family, don't leave them a mountain, leave them a path. So do the 15 minutes today, and stop when the timer stops, because this isn't punishment. This is you taking your space back, one small chunk at a time. And when you can walk from the bedroom to the kitchen without stepping around piles, you're going to feel it, not in your head, but in your body, like you can breathe again. Part 5. You're old enough. Now stop living to prove something. Let me be straight with you. A lot of us hit 60, 70, even 80, and we're still out here trying to prove something. Prove we're not washed up. Prove we still got it. Prove we're not behind. That need can live in your bones, even if nobody's asking for it anymore. And it can cost you more than you think. You drive past a car dealership and you see that shiny truck or that new SUV with the big wheels, and it catches your eye. For a second you think, I deserve that, or that would feel good, or people would see I'm doing fine. Then you picture yourself pulling into the driveway like it would fix something inside you. But a new vehicle don't fix a quiet house. It just gives you a payment. Then you look over at your neighbor's new lawn, all perfect and green, or that new patio with the nice chairs. You feel that little pinch, and you start comparing without meaning to. You think, I should do mine, even if your back hurts and your budget is tight. Comparison is sneaky like that. It acts like a normal thought. Then it makes you spend money you didn't plan to spend. It shows up at family get-togethers, too, and that can be rough. Somebody starts talking about their new job, their new house, their new trip, and everybody nods like it's a contest. You sit there, smiling politely, and you feel like you need to have something impressive to say back. Even if nobody is attacking you, you still feel judged, because you're judging yourself. And sometimes it goes way back, deeper than money. You're not trying to impress your nephew. You're trying to impress the version of your dad that still lives in your head. Or you're trying to impress an old boss who never gave you a real good job, no matter how hard you worked. That stuff stays. And if you don't call it out, it runs your life from the shadows. You can see it in the little choices. The ones you tell yourself don't matter. You buy something you don't need, just because it looks like success. You say yes to helping someone move, or hosting, or driving across town, even when you're tired and your joints are barking. You keep doing favors you don't have the energy for because you're afraid people will think less of you. Then the bill comes, and that's when the truth gets loud. You open the credit card statement, and there it is, a charge that makes you say, "Why did I buy that?" It might be that tool, that gadget, that extra thing for the house, that treat-yourself moment that wasn't really a treat. And now you're paying for it in stress, not joy. It's worse when you get on Facebook, because Facebook is a comparison machine. You see a post, someone smiling on a beach, someone showing off a new kitchen, someone bragging about their kid's success. You know it's a highlight reel. You know it's not the full story, but it still hits you. It makes you feel behind, like you missed the boat, like you have to catch up, even at your age. So you chase that feeling, and it wears you down. It drains your money, because proving is expensive. It drains your health, because proving keeps you busy when you should be resting. And it drains your peace, because proving never ends. There's always somebody with a bigger truck, a nicer lawn, a louder story. Here's the hardest truth. The people you're trying to impress usually aren't even watching. That old boss is living his life. He's not thinking about you at night. That neighbor is worried about his own problems, not grading your patio. Half the folks online don't even know you, and the other half are too busy dealing with their own mess. Now let me tell you what this looks like in real life, not in some feel-good way. It's you pulling a work plaque out of a drawer or finding an old name badge and feeling a weird mix of pride and sadness. You remember being needed. You remember being important. You remember having a role. Then you look around your house today and you wonder if you still matter. You do still matter, but not because you can perform, not because you can buy, or impress, or keep up. You matter because you're a human being, and you've lived, and you've carried things, and you've survived things. But you've got to stop acting like love is something you earn with receipts and stress. So here's the shift, and it's simple, but it's not easy. Start living for what feels calm and true, not what looks good from the outside. Calm and true might be a paid bill, a quiet morning, a walk that doesn't hurt too bad, a clean kitchen, a call with someone who actually cares. Calm and true might be saying, "No, I can't," and not explaining yourself like you're on trial. Tonight, I want you to sit on your porch for a few minutes, and I mean really sit. Let your phone stay in your pocket, and let the world keep spinning without you chasing it. You might hear your dad's voice in your head, or your old boss's voice, telling you to do more, to be more, to prove more. And then I want you to answer back, quiet and firm, "I'm done running." Then do one small thing that makes this real. Pick one proving habit, just one, and cut it off this week. Maybe you don't go test drive that shiny SUV. Maybe you don't buy the thing you saw online. Maybe you don't say yes when your body is screaming no. Choose peace over proving one time, and notice how your chest feels after, because that's the feeling you've been trying to buy. Part 6. What enough looks like at 60, 70, and 80. When people say they want more, most of the time they really want to feel safe. They want to sleep. They want the bills handled. They want their chest to calm down. Enough is not a number you brag about. It's a life you can live without panic. And at our age, that matters more than looking impressive. For me, enough starts in the morning with small things that work. The old drip machine makes coffee, and it tastes the same as it did 10 years ago. And that's fine. I sit on the porch in a sweater, and I don't rush, because rushing doesn't pay the bills anyway. I just want a morning that doesn't feel like a fight. Enough also looks like a fridge that isn't fancy, but it's not empty. There's a simple grocery list stuck on the door. Eggs, bread, soup, coffee, maybe some fruit if it's on sale. It's not about gourmet meals. It's about knowing you can eat this week. When you've been through lean times, that quiet security is worth a lot. Now let's talk about age, because enough changes as you change. At 60, a lot of folks still have some gas in the tank. You might still work a bit. You might still help the kids. You might still think you can push through anything. But even at 60, enough should include rest, because your body will collect the bill later if you don't. At 60, enough is getting the basics paid and not living on the edge every month. It's checking your bank balance on your phone and not feeling sick to your stomach when you see the number. It's having a plan for the regular stuff and not letting every surprise knock you flat. You don't need a perfect budget. You need a month that doesn't scare you. At 70, enough starts leaning toward calm. You don't want to spend your good hours chasing errands and your bad hours worrying about them. You want less mess, less clutter, less running around, because your energy costs more now. Enough at 70 is a steady routine and a home that feels easy to live in. At 70, health becomes part of the money talk, whether you like it or not. You've got that pill organizer sitting on the counter because skipping meds is not a game you win. You carry your Medicare card or your insurance card in your wallet like it's a house key. And you've got a doctor appointment reminder on the fridge because you don't trust your memory the way you used to. And that's normal. At 80, enough gets even more simple. And that's not a bad thing. It's safety. It's support. It's fewer sharp corners in life. It's having a cane or a walker when you need it, and not acting tough about it. It's putting a grab bar in the bathroom, because one slip can change your whole world. At 80, enough also means you stop pretending you can handle everything alone. You still want dignity, but dignity doesn't mean stubborn. It means you set things up so you can keep living your life without chaos. If you need help with rides, or meals, or cleaning, that's not failure. That's just being human at 80. And listen, enough is not only money and health, it's people. A quiet Saturday can feel long, even if you've got a roof and food. Then the phone rings. And it's one person, one real voice, and you feel your shoulders drop. You don't need 10 friends. You need 2 people who will pick up sometimes, and you do the same for them. A lot of folks think they have to earn that kind of connection, like they have to be useful first. But you don't have to be the hero, you just have to be present. If you wait for the world to come to you, it might not because people are cruel, but because everyone is busy. So enough includes you reaching out, even when you feel awkward, even when you feel rusty. There's one more part people avoid, but it's part of enough: the just-in-case stuff. I'm talking about a folder with basic papers, emergency contact, meds list, maybe your main doctor name, and a couple key numbers. It's not being dramatic, it's being kind to yourself and your family. When something happens, confusion is what hurts people, and that folder cuts confusion down. So here's the small action for today, and it's simple on purpose. Grab a pen and write your own enough in plain words. 5 lines only. I'm okay when I can pay my basics. I'm okay when I sleep most nights. I'm okay when my home is safe to walk through. I'm okay when I have food and meds. I'm okay when I can call one person. Put it on the fridge, right next to that grocery list, and let it remind you what you're really chasing. Part 7, a 7-day plan, less each day, lighter. Right away. All right, here's what we're going to do. A simple 7-day plan, not some big new you thing. Think of it like a regular week in America, the kind you already live, just with one small move each day. And listen, if you only do one day, it still counts, because one honest step beats a whole week of thinking about it. You're not trying to fix your whole life. You're trying to feel lighter right away. Start on a Sunday, sitting at the kitchen table with a pen and a cheap notepad. Nothing fancy. Put the stack of mail and bills in front of you, and don't let it scare you. It's just paper. You're not doing all of it today. You're just picking one thing to face. The goal is to stop letting the unknown chew on you all week. Day 1 is money leaks, the quiet kind. Look at your bank app and find one auto-pay charge you forgot about, the one that makes you go, "Oh yeah, that." Cancel just one on your phone, right there at the table, and don't talk yourself out of it. Then write on that notepad, "I canceled one leak," because you need proof you still have control. Day 2 is the why did I buy that day, and it's about learning, not beating yourself up. Grab your latest Walmart receipt, look at it, and be honest, you'll see the little extras that snuck in. Shake your head if you need to. I do it too, then circle one thing you can skip next time. That's it, one small change, because small changes actually stick. Day 3 is health, because none of this works if you're run down. Put the pharmacy bag on the counter, look at that pill bottle, and make sure you're not skipping days to stretch it. If you need a refill call, make it. If you need to set the bottle where you'll see it, do that. You're not trying to become a fitness guy. You're trying to keep your body steady. Day 4 is movement, the kind that doesn't require a gym membership or pain. Take a short walk to the mailbox or around the block. Slow is fine. The point is to get your blood moving and your mind out of the same 4 walls. When you get back, drink some water and tell yourself, "I showed up." Day 5 is clutter. One small bag, not the whole house. Put a Goodwill donation bag by the door and fill it with 10 items you do not use. No big speeches, no long memories, just 10. If you can't do 10, do 5, but do something. Then leave the bag right where you'll trip over it on the way out, so it actually leaves your house. Day 6 is loneliness, and I know this one is hard. Pick one old friend, not 5, just one, and make a simple phone call. If calling feels heavy, send a text, short and plain. "Hey, I was thinking about you. You got a minute this week?" No begging, no drama, no long story, just a small reach, because waiting quietly can turn into years. Day 7 is enough, and this is where you bring it home. Go to your fridge, look at that small grocery list, and keep it simple. The basics you know you can eat. Then check your bank balance on your phone, not to panic, just to know what's real. After that, sit down with your notepad and write one line, "What is enough for me?" and answer it in plain words. Now I want you to notice something. This plan isn't about doing a lot. It's about stopping the bleeding. One leak canceled, one extra not bought, one refill handled, one walk taken, one bag filled, one call made, one line written. That's a real week. That's a week where you didn't just drift. You chose. And choosing is what makes you feel like your life is yours again. If you missed a day, don't act like it's over, because that's how people quit. You just pick it back up, because you're not in school. Nobody's grading you. Some days your knees hurt, some days your mood is low, some days the world feels heavy. I get it, but you can still do one small thing, even if it's just canceling one charge or taking one slow walk. At the end of the week, I want you to take a quiet porch moment, just you and the night. No TV talking at you. Bring that notepad out, read what you wrote, and let it sink in. You'll see it. You're not powerless. You're not too old to change a habit. You're not stuck. You're just tired, and this is how tired people win, one small day at a time.